This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hello everybody, today we are going to be taking a look at a game that is on Kickstarter as we speak. I'm not going to go over all the rules. Go check out the Kickstarter. They do a phenomenal job. And check out Tantrum House. I believe they're doing a live play of it. And even if you don't catch the live play, you can actually check it out. I know they're going to do a fantastic job with it, so you definitely want to check that out. But we're going to be talking about a game by a couple of designers that I really like. The Sadler brothers, who Alter Quest, I mean, all day long, right? And also Richard Launius, who's one of my favorite designers of all time. Defenders of the Realm, Defenders of the Last Stand. And this almost feels like the third in the series, but we'll talk about that at the end. And that is Freedom 5, a superhero game, right? A Sentinel Comics board game. So it's set in the Sentinel's universe, and I'll tell you this much. I have everything that we're going to be taking a look at is a prototype version. And for a prototype, this looks pretty doggone good. So we're going to check this out a little bit. Like I said, we're not going to go over all the rules. I'm going to give you a good explanation and to understand it, and at least get you to go over to the Kickstarter site, which it is live right now on Kickstarter, and check it out and see if it's for you. But let's go down to the table and check this bad boy. Okay, as you can see, I actually have to hold this camera because this board is enormous. Okay, this has a feel of Defenders of the Realm a bit, because of how this is going to work. The differences is this really feels like a superhero game, and it's really amazing how this is done, because you're going to be playing one of these heroes, and you know, you can either play it solo, or you can play it cooperatively with a bunch of people and have you know, everybody has their own hero. So what you're going to be doing is, right now I am in my personal life phase. Okay, so you're going to take a phase in your personal life that you're going to do some things, and you're going to have a certain amount of action tokens. The next phase that's going to happen is your hero phase. Now this is when you're going to be able to use these ability cards. You're going to move around. You're going to do all kinds of different things. You can heal in your personal life, and it shows you, which is really great on this card, it shows you what you can do. You're going to be doing personal tasks or side quests and things like that, that you'll be able to do. And then you have your hero actions on here as well, because once you flip over and go into your hero phase, you're going to be moving around on this board. And for instance, we are Sub-Zero. So say we come over here and we want to get rid of, well, let's just start over here. We're going to want to get rid of these dudes. Well, just like in Defenders of the Realm, what happens is you're going to roll, and depending on what you're attacking, now look at this. Each one of these numbers, you have to roll that or higher. Now, as you can see, I just rolled a 6, 4, and 3, which means I get to remove one of these guys. Now, once I'm done doing all my moves, using abilities, resolving justice cards, and token interactions and so forth and so on, well, guess what? It becomes the villain phase. Now, when you get hit, if you are in a space with any type of baddies, and remember, this is all prototype. I'm sure they're not going to be just meeples and stuff like that. You're going to be taking one of these tokens, and the neat thing about this is bad things can happen. So what happens is while you're injured, place an action token. You're going to be losing actions, okay? So you're not going to have a certain amount of actions, and you're going to be able to heal them back, but you're going to have to waste an action to heal that back. So it's going to stop you from taking those out. Now, should any time that you have to add a additional meeple. See, there's 3 here. Well, guess what? It's the same thing that happens just like in Defenders of the Realm or Defenders of the Last Stand. You cannot have more than 3, so you're going to go to adjacent areas. And, well, this isn't connected, but anytime there's a 4th that comes over here, well, guess what? It doesn't come over here and it keeps exploding. It goes on to the villain. And what that does is if the villain or the mastermind ever gets full, well, guess what? You're going to start filling up these anarchy tokens. And then these anarchy tokens are going to cause all kinds of things that you really don't want to have. So, such as filling up the mastermind track. Anytime you start filling up the mastermind track, and there's certain areas that are going to reveal certain things that are going to happen in this comic. Now, this comic is the driving force, okay? And there's a bunch of them. You're going to be playing in chapters, and as you can see here, there are certain things that are going to happen during these chapters. And anytime that something goes on or happens where in a villain phase, as you can see, it's going to tell you the certain things that you are going to be able to do. I don't want to give too much away because I definitely want you guys to go see some of the playthroughs that are going to happen. You're going to have to deal with scheme cards, which are going to add, like I said, more guys. And when you start adding more guys in these areas, it's going to tell you what you're going to have to do. And you can have this where it kind of has this effect where it starts pushing up this mastermind's track, anarchy tokens, complete bedlam, and you're trying to clear everything off and meet all your objectives to put an end to the mastermind. Now, this prototype comes with 1 scenario comic, but there is going to be more than 1 at the Kickstarter. A matter of fact, I believe they're going to start off with actually 3. Now, once you defeat the mastermind, okay, you are going to flip it over and have to deal with a whole bunch of other things that are going on. So before you can beat it, there's going to be a bunch of stuff going on, and then there are going to be certain conditions that you're going to do as you keep on going through each phase and chapter, trying to get to the final chapter, which we're not going to ruin anything for you guys. The game is going to come with miniatures. There's going to be an option to have painted miniatures. These are 3D printed, and for 3D printed, they're pretty doggone good. So, you know, you can only hope. As you can see, you could tell this was 3D printed, but it is definitely going to be really just fantastic. And one of the things I really like is how they are sitting on these bases that really give them these action poses. So it's just screaming to be painted. So they're going to have an option where I believe that you can just have the miniatures themselves and paint them yourselves, which of course, you know, we're going to do that. Of course I will make sure that we paint them and make them look fantastic, of course. Again, this is just, I love Defenders of the Realm. I love Defenders of the Last Stand, but this one here just is probably the best of the 3. Because it just does so many different things. I like the uniqueness of the personal life, okay, and how that works into, and then you have your heroic life. So you have to balance both. And then, of course, as a hero, working cooperatively with other players, trying to eliminate all these things off the board and keep everything under control to get to the point where you can defeat the baddie, or the mastermind as they call them. And of course, he's going to have a whole bunch of help, okay? There's just some fantastic things here. The mobile defense platform, you know, some of the things that you're going to need to do to defeat that. And, yeah, there we go. Just absolutely well thought out, wonderful story, and a lot of things. Let's go up top and get my final thoughts, and you're going to want to check this out because it is on Kickstarter right now, and it's already funded, but get in on this. Unlock all the greatness that comes with this, because there is a lot of game here, and this is fantastic from Arcane Wonders and Greater Than Games. All right, let's send it up top and get my final thoughts. Okay, so here's the thing. I really like this a lot, and I'll tell you why. You know, it's a prototype. I've been playing around with it, and I really think this is just a really, really good system. It almost feels like the third part of this fantastic type of game. You know, first there was Defenders of the Realm, then there was Defenders of the Last Stand, you know, post-apocalypse, fantasy, and now superheroes. And the thing that really is amazing about this is that you have this personal phase. So when you're not a hero, you're going through this phase. And then you have your hero phase. And then, of course, the villain phase, which is just amazing. It shows some of the same mechanics, like I said, of Defenders of the Realm, and I really like that. The models are going to be painted, I believe. We have some like you saw, some 3D printed prototypes, which are really nice. And there's going to be a bunch of stories in there. It's not just going to be the one comic scenario. You can either play scenario by scenario, or you're going to be able to have the chance to play it as a campaign. Really, really, really fascinating. I really like this. It has some unique feels to it. The side quests are interesting. There's a lot of things going on, but once you get the grasp of it, this feels like a superhero. This is everything a superhero game should be. And once again, hats off to Arcade Wonders, Greater Than Games, for coming up with just another fantastic Kickstarter. And of course, Richard Launius and the Sadler brothers, phenomenal as always. Tight, easy, clean. That's what you want, okay? And if this is just the prototype stuff, boy, just wait till they get this thing funded. And it is funded already. But if you want to get it, you're going to want to get everything. You're going to want to get everything unlocked on this, because this is a home run. All right, there you go. Hey, Freedom 5, go over to the Kickstarter page, support this game. This is going to be nothing but greatness. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob saying, we'll see you soon.